You have seen this line carved over courthouse doors, printed on posters, quoted by journalists and whistleblowers. The truth will set you free. We use it to mean expose the lie, uncover the facts, and freedom follows. But that is not even close to what the man who first said it meant. He was not talking about facts. He was not talking about honesty. He said it to a crowd of people who were absolutely certain they were already free. And he told them, to their faces, that every one of them was a slave. And the freedom he offered could not be won, voted for, or fought for. This is the true story behind those words. To understand this promise, you have to understand how dangerous the word freedom was to the people hearing it. It is roughly 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and the city is still buzzing from a festival. The Feast of Tabernacles has just ended, 8 days of light, water, and celebration in the temple. And in those same crowded courts, a teacher named Jesus has been speaking, day after day, saying things that split every crowd he touches. Some are convinced he is the promised one. Others want him dead. The air is charged. And here is what you must feel about these people. They were obsessed with freedom, and they had every reason to be. This was a nation with slavery and liberation woven into its very soul. Their oldest, holiest story was the Exodus, how God had reached down and dragged their ancestors out of 400 years of bondage in Egypt. Every single year at Passover, they retold it, tasted the bitterness of it, remembered the night the chains came off.
But freedom was not just their memory, it was their wound. Because standing in that very courtyard, around that very teacher, was the proof that they were not free at all. Judea was occupied territory. Roman soldiers watched from the fortress overlooking the temple. Roman taxes drained their pockets. A foreign emperor, hundreds of miles away, held the power of life and death over them. They were a conquered people, living in their own land as subjects of someone else. So the word free was raw, it was political, it was personal. Some of them dreamed of a warrior messiah who would raise an army, throw off Rome, and give them back their nation. That is the kind of freedom they were waiting for, the kind you win with swords. And into that crowd, proud of Abraham, scarred by Egypt, chafing under Rome, hungry for a liberator, Jesus turns to the ones who have just started to believe in him, and he makes them a promise about freedom. And it lands like a spark on dry grass. Because the freedom he is about to describe is nothing like the one they came for. And within minutes, the same people who were nodding along in agreement will be so offended that they pick up stones. What did he say that turned belief into fury so fast? To see it, you have to hear his exact words. Picture the moment carefully. Jesus has just been speaking, and something in his words has landed. The text tells us plainly, many who heard him believed in him. So he turns to these new believers, not to his enemies, but to the ones who are on his side, and he gives them the condition, the promise, and the prize, all in 2 sentences. If you abide in my word, he says, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Now slow down, because there are 3 pieces here, and we usually only quote the last one. First, if you abide in my word. Not if you hear it once, not if you admire it, if you remain in it, if you live inside it, let it shape you, stay there when it gets hard. Second, then you will know the truth. And third, the truth will set you free. And notice what he did not say. He did not say knowledge will set you free. He did not say facts, or the truth about your government, or the truth about the world. He tied freedom to remaining in his word. He is making freedom depend on staying close to him. Hold on to that, because it is the whole key, and the crowd is about to miss it completely. Because one word in that sentence detonated. Free. You will be set free. And immediately, you can feel the pride rise in the room. To these listeners, set free means one thing. That right now, they are not free.
that they are in some kind of bondage. And to a son of Abraham, that is an insult you cannot let stand. So they push back and listen to exactly what they say, because it is one of the most astonishing sentences in the whole Bible. "We are Abraham's descendants," they say, "and we have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say you will be set free?" We have never been slaves to anyone. Stop. Think about what they just said. This is a nation whose defining story is 400 years of slavery in Egypt. This is a people who were carried off into captivity in Babylon. This is a crowd standing on occupied soil under Roman rule, with a pagan emperor's soldiers looking down on them at that very moment. And they look this teacher in the eye and say, "We have never been slaves to anyone."
Do you see what is happening? They are so blinded by pride that they will deny their own history, deny the soldiers standing over them, deny the taxes in their own pockets, anything rather than admit they might not be free. And here is the deeper thing Jesus can see that they cannot. Their frantic insistence that they are free is itself the proof of how trapped they are. The most enslaved person in any room is often the one who cannot bear to admit it. And Jesus does not take the bait. He does not argue about Rome. He does not bring up Egypt or Babylon or the fortress on the hill, because he was never talking about that kind of slavery at all. Instead, he lifts the entire conversation to a place they never expected, and he says the sentence that redraws the whole map. "Truly, truly, I say to you," he tells them, "everyone who commits sin is a slave to sin." And there it is. A slavery no army can free you from. A slavery you carry inside your own chest. He is telling them, you have been so busy measuring your freedom by who rules your land that you never checked who rules your heart. You can be a citizen of a free nation and still be a prisoner. You can have no master over your body and be completely owned by something inside you. A resentment you cannot release. A craving you cannot refuse. A pride you cannot put down. A lie you have to keep telling. And think about how true that is, even now. A man can swear he is free and light another cigarette he swore he would never touch again. A person can insist nothing controls them while they refresh the same screen for the 5th time in an hour, hating themselves for it. We call ourselves the freest people who have ever lived, and quietly obey masters we would never name out loud. The need for approval, the grip of anger, the habit we hide. Jesus is naming the one prison that has no walls and no guards, because it does not need them. The lock is on the inside.
And then he presses the image further, into the world they know. In that culture, everyone understood the difference between a slave and a son within a household. A slave, Jesus says, does not remain in the house forever. A slave has no permanent place. He can be sold, sent away, cast out at any moment. He belongs to the house, but the house is not his. A son belongs fully, permanently, by birthright. And now feel the trap they have walked into. Not a trap to destroy them, but a trap that exposes them. They boasted, "We are Abraham's children. We have never been slaves." And Jesus has just shown them that by their own actions, by every sin they cannot stop committing, they are living not as free sons, but as slaves inside the very house they thought they owned. Their bloodline could not free them. Their nationality could not free them. Their pride could not free them. They are trapped, and for the first time, some of them are beginning to feel it. So the question hangs over the whole courtyard, unspoken and desperate. If every one of us is a slave to sin,
If bloodline can't free us, and law can't free us, and pride can't free us, then who possibly can? Is there any way out of a prison you carry inside yourself? And Jesus is about to answer that in a single sentence, and the answer will point straight at himself. Into that silence, Jesus says the words that turn the whole confrontation inside out. So if the Son sets you free, he tells them, you will be free indeed.
Feel what just happened. He built the whole argument around a household, a slave who cannot stay, a son who remains forever. And now he reveals who the Son is. It is him. He is not offering to teach them a technique for freedom. He is not handing them a philosophy or a set of rules or 10 steps to a better life. He is offering to do it himself. The Son, the one who belongs in the house forever, the one with the authority to open its doors, can walk into your prison and strike the chains off from the inside. And notice that little word at the end, free indeed, free for real. He is drawing a line between two kinds of freedom. There is the freedom they came in bragging about, the freedom of bloodline and nation and no one rules over me, a freedom that is really just a costume worn over invisible chains. And then there is the real thing, freedom that goes past the skin, past the citizenship, past the family name, all the way down to the one room no government and no army has ever been able to reach, the human heart. And here is the part that should stop us. He offered this freedom to the very people who had just insulted him, the ones who denied they needed it, who were minutes away from picking up stones. He did not wait for them to admit their slavery first. He held the key out to people still shouting that they weren't locked up. Which means the promise, the truth will set you free, was never a slogan about information. It was a rescue offer. And to understand what it actually frees you from, and what the truth in that sentence really is, you have to look at the verse one more time, because its real meaning is far bigger and far more personal than the poster version. So let's put the verse back where it belongs. We rip it out and hang it in libraries and newsrooms, as if it means gather enough facts and you'll be liberated. But look at the sentence right before it, the one we always cut off. The truth in this promise is not a stack of information. Just a few sentences later in the very same conversation, this same teacher will say something staggering. I am the truth. The truth he is talking about is not a what, it is a who. He is not saying facts will free you. He is saying, in effect, knowing me, remaining in me will free you. This is why data never sets the heart free. You can know every true fact about your addiction and still be its slave. You can understand exactly why you are bitter and stay bitter for 40 years. Information tells you the walls are there. It has never once opened the door. And now the misunderstanding from the beginning finally shatters. This was never a motto about honesty or exposing lies. Watch the two freedoms Jesus set against each other. The crowd wanted freedom from Rome, external, political, the kind you win with an army. Jesus offered freedom from sin, internal, spiritual, the kind no army has ever won. They wanted the guards off their border. He wanted the chains off their soul. They were counting soldiers on the wall. He was pointing at the prison inside their own chest. And hold the two halves of the promise together, because the power is in both. First, you will know the truth. Freedom starts with facing what is real, including the truth about yourself, the very thing the crowd refused to do when they cried, "We have never been slaves." You cannot be freed from a prison you keep insisting you are not in. The first, hardest step of freedom is to stop performing and admit, something in here has a hold on me.
But then, the second half, and this is where it becomes good news instead of just bad news. The truth will set you free. Jesus does not leave you staring at your chains in despair. He says the truth, himself, will set you free.
not improve you, not manage your problem, free you. And then he signs it with his own authority. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. That is the difference between his offer and every other one you have ever heard. Willpower says, try harder to break your own chains. Philosophy says, here is a better way to think about your cell. Jesus says, I will come into the cell myself and I will walk you out. Not because you earned it, not because you finally admitted it, but because the Son has the right to open the door. And he wants to. And that offer is not locked away 2,000 years ago in a temple courtyard. It is standing in front of you right now. So be honest with yourself for a moment, more honest than that crowd was. What is the thing you would swear does not control you? Maybe it is the anger you promised yourself you'd let go of years ago that still flares up on command. Maybe it is the habit you hide, the one you keep in the dark because you cannot look at it in the light. Maybe it is the need to be admired, so strong that you cannot make a single choice without wondering how it looks. Maybe it is a resentment you have carried so long it feels like part of your own body. We are surrounded by open fields, and we still walk in tight little circles, held by chains we refuse to name. And here is the mercy in this story. Jesus did not wait for that crowd to confess before he offered them freedom. He held out the key while they were still insisting they weren't in chains. Which means you do not have to have it all figured out first. You do not have to fix yourself before you come. You only have to stop pretending. To be willing to say the one sentence the proud crowd could not. There is something here I cannot break on my own. Because the promise was never try harder and free yourself. It was abide in me and I will free you. The freedom he offers is not the absence of walls around you. It is the absence of chains inside you. It reaches the one room you have never been able to unlock yourself. You were not made to spend your life in a prison with no guards and no walls, walking in circles you tell everyone are wide open. You were made to be free, free indeed. And the door has been open the whole time. All that is left is to walk out. And here is the detail that should stay with you after this video ends. The people Jesus offered that freedom to were free by every measure the world could see. Free bloodline, free name, free story. And they were the ones most tightly bound, precisely because they could not admit it. The chains you deny are the only ones that never come off. So maybe the bravest, most freeing thing you will ever say is simply, I am not as free as I pretend to be. Because that is the sentence the door has been waiting for. If this made an old line new again, take 1 second to like and subscribe. It genuinely helps these stories reach the people who need to hear them tonight. And next time, a man is thrown into a den of hungry lions for one reason. He refused to stop praying. And the trap that put him there was written into the law itself. I'll see you there.